Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I get Andrew Tate is 40 years old. I understand that. But this is some insane levels of washed. I don't want to show the fight footage because I don't want to cringe. I'm not gonna watch any more of that fight. I've seen enough of that fight. I've seen probably about half of that fight skim through. It's terrible, terrible. How in the hell did Jake lose? I mean, did Andrew Tate lose to Chase Demore? And if you guys don't know, Andrew Tate is a former kickboxing world champion. He held ISKA titles. Now, at the time, when he fought on ISKA, was ISKA as good as ISKA is now? No. But it was still, among the top kickboxing organizations in the world, and it's still very respectable, held a world title, and, it's still a world championship. Jeez. And I know this is boxing, kickboxing, but still, this guy, Andrew Tate, has 30 years of experience in fighting. 30 years of experience. Right. Chase Demore has been training for 4 or 5 years, and Chase Demore sucks. He's ass. He's ass. And Tate, man, Tate should have ran through him. He really should have. I know he's 40, but still, the skill differential, I thought, was, pretty severe. I thought Chase Demore was going to get knocked out cold, round 1. We get, I'm the top G, a really nice, post-fight speech from Tate, Tate has his moment, knocking out a can. But apparently Tate, I don't know who's more washed, dude, Andrew Tate or Tony Ferguson. This is Tony Ferguson levels of wash. This is crazy. I mean, how bad he looked. At least Tony Ferguson still looks like he's got skill left in him. It's most of the physicality that's called for him. Andrew Tate's skill disappeared. That shit doesn't happen. That shit just doesn't happen. Your skill doesn't just disappear. But for him, it did. I don't know if he wasn't trying or what. I mean, yeah, sure, respect to him. He's 40 years old, and, he's coming back just, for the love of the game, right? He loves fighting, but the thing is, he picked out Chase Demore because Chase Demore's shit. He just wanted to get, a good win, maybe a tune-up, and then, fight like a KSI or someone, right? But, I mean, you would lose to KSI. And don't even get me started on Jake Paul. Jake Paul would put this man inside of a tombstone. Jake Paul would do unspeakable things to Andrew Tate inside of a boxing ring. This was terrible. This is one of the lowest level pro boxing fights I've ever seen. I just got back from some amateur fights, right? Some of my boys at the gym, had some AMI fights tonight, right? And the skill and some of the skill level, the skill level of that I saw in some of those AMI fights, and were better than the skill level I saw in this fight. Some of the boxing skill level I saw in some of those fights were better than the boxing skill in this fight. Right? Boxing skill from an AMI MMA fight was better than this pro boxing fight. All right, I get it's misfits, influencers, but the thing is, Tate isn't a fucking influencer. He is now, but he was a fighter first. He has 30 years of experience. How? And how did you look so shit? He doesn't look like himself at all. He looks like a completely different fighter. Completely different. The definition of washed. The most washed fighter I've ever seen. I watched this fight and I'm like, how? How does one achieve this level of washness? And I'm not trying to necessarily hate on Tate. I get it, he's old. Makes sense he's going to be a little washed, but that much? Was he trying? I'm not even joking. Was he trying? Because he looks so shit. I've seen Tate fight. That is not how he fucking fights. What the hell was that? He looked dog shit. I've seen WMMA fights with higher boxing skill than this. I've seen... Man, Juliana Pena has cleaner fucking overhands than some of the overhand that Tate was throwing in this fight. What the hell? What was going on? Jeez. That is terrible. It's terrible. That's my little rant. It's kind of a nothing burr of a video. I'm just ranting. I'll get like actual good content. I've been busy. But been busy with stuff. But I got some content coming out. Just wait. Some good content, I mean, because no one cares, but this is an MMA channel, and I'm ranting about boxing. Just because I used to be an Andrew Tate fan back when I was young. I mean, obviously you can tell by my voice, I'm pretty young, but like when I was a young teen, I used to follow Tate and shit, and I wouldn't say he brainwashed me per se, but I mean, definitely gave me some interesting perspectives. I was like craving a masculine figure, and Andrew Tate happened to be that, unfortunately. And in some ways, he helped me out, and in others, he made me a complete dickhead for a while. Until I got off the Tate train. And realized he was a cocksucker, right? Not a complete cocksucker, I mean, he has, helped and inspired people. And he also has... I mean, the problem with Andrew Tate and, what he says, a lot of people disagree with what he says. And it's less what he says and what he means when he says. It's like how he phrases what he says. And, like, he claims that his audience is, like, young men, but really it was reaching out to... I mean, since his stuff was all over social media, it was reaching out to, lots of 14-year-old boys. Right? Teenage boys. That was the main audience of Tate. He claims like 18 or 25. No, it was more like 12 to 22. That's more his audience. More like 12 to 20. That was his real audience. And I mean, with the way he phrased shit, I mean, young audiences misinterpreted that. I mean, there are adults that misinterpreted what they said because for some reason, some adults, when they hear takes that they don't normally hear, or they hear someone phrase things that they disagree with in a very harsh way, they don't like to take the time and analyze what they're actually trying to say. And they don't even try to understand or even think, okay, he could be joking here, this could be in satire. And a lot of what he says in satire, about 60, maybe 70% of the time, Andrew Tate is not being serious. And if you actually seen his content, that's just the fucking truth. Now, is that the same now? I have no idea, because I don't give a shit about Tate anymore. I don't know what he's doing content-wise. I don't even have the app Rumble downloaded, because who does? Oh, by the way, these fights were on Rumble. I rewatched it on YouTube when I got back, but yeah, these fights were on Rumble. They had boxing fights on Rumble Prime, which you need to... And the only way to get, like, Rumble Prime or Rumble Premium, whatever the fuck, you need to spend, like, $100 per year. Like, you need to buy, like, an annual subscription. You need to spend $100. You can't, like, buy a pay-per-view for it. No, you have to get the premium, so you have to spend $100 to have it for a year. And there's no monthly subscription. There's no one-time thing. No, you have to pay cough of $100 for a Rumble Premium subscription. Whatever the fuck that even does. I guess I have sports events now. But no one really uses Rumble like that. Is it a good app? Sure. No one uses it. I don't know why they wanted to have it on Amazon or Netflix or whatever. Why Rumble? The numbers on this card must have been terrible. I mean, maybe not. It's Andrew Tate. Big name. Not going to be a big name anymore. It's going to sound brain rot, but it's one of the biggest oral losses in human history. I'm serious. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible performance in both. This is dog shit. One of the lowest level probably the lowest level pro boxing fight I've ever witnessed. This was hard to watch. I just got back from watching amateur MMA fights. This was hard to watch. I saw higher skill level in those MMA fights than in this, whatever the hell this was. Jeez. I'm the most washed fighter I've ever seen. Tony Ferguson would be jealous of this level of washness. Peace. Jeez. What a fucking disgrace.